great.
Some songs from the 70s arrive like old photographs, faded at the edges, yet powerful enough to return us to a room, a face, or a feeling we thought had disappeared. Britain produced countless famous ballads during that decade, but many affecting records now live beneath the bigger anthems. These are songs of distance, devotion, loneliness, and disillusionment.
Oh, he's never gonna stop moving, 'cause he's wrong.
Beautiful melodies carrying emotions their singers could barely contain. Tonight, we listen again to 15 ballads that deserved far more remembrance. Number 1, When I Need You, by Leo Sayer. There was a particular kind of loneliness before mobile phones, when loving someone far away meant waiting for a letter or hoping they would be home when you called. When I Need You belongs to that vanished world. Written by Albert Hammond and Carol Bayer Sager, it first appeared on Hammond's 1976 album before producer Richard Perry shaped Leo Sayer's version into an international hit. It gave Sayer his first British number one after 3 earlier singles had stalled at number 2. Yet the achievement matters less than the vulnerability. Known for his curls, costumes, and energetic performances, Sayer suddenly sounded defenseless. He does not overpower the separation at the song's center. He simply endures it. The arrangement offers comfort, but his voice still carries the ache of someone counting the miles. Some love songs celebrate togetherness. This one understands what love costs when togetherness is impossible. Number 2, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, by the Hollies. Some records enter our memories through moments of farewell, memorial services, family gatherings, or quiet drives after difficult news. The Hollies recorded this song at EMI Studios in 1969. Transforming Bobby Scott and Bob Russell's composition with a fuller tempo and sweeping orchestration. A young Elton John, then working as a session pianist, played on the recording and reportedly received £12. The single reached number 3 in Britain before returning nearly 2 decades later and climbing to number 1. Alan Clark sings as though compassion is not a burden but a promise. The strings rise, the harmonies gather around him, and private sorrow becomes communal. It is sad because hardship exists, yet triumphant because nobody has to face it alone. The road may be long, but love changes the weight we carry. Number 3, Day After Day by Badfinger. The first notes feel like pale morning light entering an empty room. Pete Ham wrote Day After Day, and George Harrison produced the recording while adding slide guitar alongside Ham. Released through the Beatles' Apple label, it became Badfinger's biggest American hit and reached number 10 in Britain, though the Beatles' connection sometimes prevented listeners from recognizing how distinctive the band's own writing had become. Its longing arrives patiently, carried by soft harmonies and guitar lines that seem to sigh between the words. Hearing it now is especially poignant because Ham's later financial and personal struggles ended tragically, giving his restrained vocal an unintended shadow. Still, the song should not be remembered only through tragedy. It captures the ordinary persistence of missing someone, the way absence returns each morning without explanation. Sometimes heartbreak does not arrive suddenly. Sometimes it simply wakes beside you day after day. Number 4, Rock On by David Essex. Imagine hearing this on a small radio in 1973. There is no wall of guitars, no comforting piano, and barely anything resembling a conventional pop arrangement. David Essex originally demonstrated Rock On by singing while beating a rhythm on a rubbish bin.
Where do we go from here?
Producer Jeff Wayne preserved that emptiness, building the recording around 3 backing musicians and avoiding instruments that played full chords. Session bassist Herbie Flowers created its pulse by overdubbing his bass an octave higher, while echo and open space made the record feel suspended in darkness. The gamble worked. Rock On reached number 3 in Britain and became Essex's only American top 40 hit. Its references to early rock and roll should feel nostalgic. Yet they sound like voices from an abandoned past. Few pop songs have made emptiness feel so alive. Are you enjoying this video? If you are, please hit the like button. I'd sincerely appreciate it.
Changing of sunlight.
Number 5. Reflections of My Life by Marmalade. Late in the evening, when familiar places begin to look unfamiliar, this song understands every doubt we hide during the day. Marmalade recorded Reflections of My Life over 3 days at Decca's West Hampstead studios. With Dean Ford singing lead and Keith Mansfield arranging the brass and strings. Junior Campbell created the dreamlike guitar passage by reversing tape, playing against it, and returning sections to normal speed. Released near the end of 1969, it crossed into the new decade and reached number 3 in Britain, remaining on the chart for 12 weeks. Worldwide sales later passed 1 million, but statistics cannot explain its endurance. Ford sounds weary rather than dramatic, as though disappointment has become too familiar for tears. The music rises beautifully, yet the questions never disappear. Reflection offers no cure. It shows us the distance between the life we imagined and the one we lived.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Number 6. Space Oddity by David Bowie.
You've really made the grade.
The countdown begins, the capsule rises, and the excitement of space travel gives way to a silence no one can cross. David Bowie released Space Oddity on July 11, 1969. Only days before Apollo 11 carried the first astronauts to the moon. Inspired partly by Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey, the song initially reached Britain's top 10, then returned through a 1973 reissue that became Bowie's first major American hit.
Past 100,000 miles.
Yet Major Tom's journey feels less like science fiction than emotional withdrawal. The melody remains graceful, while communication fails and Earth grows distant. Bowie never explains whether the astronaut is lost, liberated, or unable to return. And that uncertainty makes the song lonelier. Outer space becomes a metaphor for anyone drifting beyond familiar voices. Sometimes the greatest distance is not measured in miles, but in unanswered words. Number 7. The Air That I Breathe by the Hollies.
Cigarettes, no sleep, no lights.
Some love songs promise the moon. This one asks only for enough closeness to make everything else unnecessary. Written by Albert Hammond and Mike Hazelwood, The Air That I Breathe had already been recorded by Hammond and Phil Everly before the Hollies gave it its defining form. Their version reached number 2 in Britain in 1974 and remained on the chart for 13 weeks. Alan Clark begins with remarkable restraint, almost as though raising his voice might disturb the peace he has found. Then the strings expand. Tony Hicks's guitar enters, and private contentment becomes cinematic. Beneath that beauty lies fear. When one person becomes as necessary as breathing, losing them is terrifying. The song understands that devotion can sound serene while carrying enormous weight. Oh, by the way, I will be posting more videos like this, so please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next video. Okay, on to the next.
Seem to fade to black and white.
Number 8. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by Elton John. There are evenings when pride gives way, and the words resisted all day emerge as a plea. Elton John and Bernie Taupin wrote, "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me," during the sessions for Caribou in 1974. The recording included backing voices from Beach Boys members Carl Wilson and Bruce Johnston, while the arrangement expanded from lonely piano into something fast. The original single reached number 16 in Britain and number 2 in America. Elton's performance is powerful, but its strength lies in how close it sounds to breaking. The narrator admits his failures without fully understanding them, asking not so much for forgiveness as one final chance to remain visible. Familiarity has softened the song's edges, yet beneath its grandeur is a frightened human voice. Sometimes despair does not ask to be cured. It asks only not to be abandoned. Number 9. Oh Very Young by Cat Stevens. A childhood photograph can feel joyful until we remember that everyone inside it has already changed. Cat Stevens released Oh Very Young in 1974 on Buddha and the Chocolate Box, an album reflecting his growing interest in the tension between spiritual meaning and material life. Produced with Paul Samwell Smith, the song reached number 10 on the American pop chart and number 2 on its adult contemporary ranking. Its arrangement resembles a bedside conversation. Yet Stevens is contemplating how quickly innocence disappears. He does not describe youth as foolish. He treats it as radiant, precisely because it cannot remain. That tenderness prevents the song from becoming sentimental. We hear an older voice offering wisdom while knowing wisdom cannot stop time. Every generation watches the next inherit the same fragile hopes. Would you call this one of the most quietly heartbreaking songs about growing up? Comment yes if you agree.
Just a silly phase I'm going through.
Number 10. I'm Not in Love by 10cc. The room seems to breathe before anyone begins singing. Voices gather like mist around a man insisting his feelings mean nothing. Written by Eric Stewart and Graham Gouldman, I'm Not in Love began as a conventional song before 10cc abandoned that version and rebuilt it around hundreds of layered vocal sounds at Strawberry Studios. Those sustained voices were assembled through tape loops and mixed like instruments, creating one of the decade's most distinctive studio environments. The production is remarkable, but its emotional trick is better. Every denial exposes the narrator further, the photograph he keeps, the excuses he invents, and the distance he tries to maintain. Even the softly spoken interruption feels like a memory intruding on his argument. The song reached number 1 in Britain because its experiment never overwhelmed its humanity. Denial may hide love from others, but rarely from the heart. Number 11. Someone Saved My Life Tonight by Elton John. Some escapes begin quietly, with a friend telling you the future ahead is not the life you truly want. Someone Saved My Life Tonight revisited Elton John's troubled 1968 engagement, when he felt trapped between marriage, expectation, and uncertain musical ambitions. Bernie Taupin cast Long John Baldry as the friend who persuaded Elton to walk away, turning a private crisis into the emotional centerpiece of Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. Elton also refused to shorten the nearly 7-minute recording for radio, believing its story needed room. The performance carries gratitude, anger, embarrassment, and relief without separating them. Its length makes the song resemble a memory being confronted, rather than neatly summarized. Sometimes the person who saves us does not change our circumstances. They remind us that we are still allowed to choose ourselves. Number 12, Devil Woman by Cliff Richard. Night falls differently around this record. The rhythm creeps forward, the guitar glows at the edges, and Cliff Richard sounds far removed from the reassuring entertainer British listeners knew. Written by Terry Britton and Christine Authors, Devil Woman gave Richard an international resurgence in 1976. It reached number 9 in Britain and became his first top 10 American hit, introducing a darker version of his voice to listeners unfamiliar with his earlier career. The atmosphere matters more than the supernatural storyline. Temptation feels like confusion, a warning recognized too late, after fascination has become surrender. The polished production never releases the tension. And Richard's controlled delivery makes the danger believable. It was an unexpected transformation from one of Britain's most familiar performers. The most unsettling temptations rarely arrive with chaos. They come softly, wearing the shape of something we desire. Number 13, Telephone Line by Electric Light Orchestra. Few sounds create suspense like a telephone ringing in an empty house. Jeff Lynne built Telephone Line around that ache, recreating an American-style ringback tone before allowing the music to bloom into ELO's orchestral grandeur. Recorded at Musicland Studios in Munich for a new world record, the 1977 single reached the top 10 in Britain and America, while topping the charts in Canada and New Zealand. The production is lavish, but the situation is ordinary. Someone has called, rehearsed what to say, and received silence. Lynne's filtered vocal makes him sound trapped inside the telephone, while the strings express what pride will not admit. Before messages could follow us everywhere, an unanswered phone offered no reassurance or explanation. Loneliness was simply allowed to ring. Sometimes silence becomes an answer, even when the heart refuses to accept it. Number 14, Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty. A city can be crowded enough to hide anyone's loneliness. Jerry Rafferty wrote Baker Street after contractual disputes following the breakup of Stealers Wheel, when repeated trips between Glasgow and London left him exhausted and uncertain.
He opens the door, he's got that look on his face, and
Its famous saxophone passage was performed by session musician Raphael Ravenscroft, reportedly for only 27 pounds, and became so recognizable that it nearly overshadowed the weary story around it.
no, he's never gonna stop moving, 'cause he's rolling.
The song reached the top 3 in Britain and America, and later earned an Ivor Novello Award. Beneath that soaring riff is a man drifting through drinking, promises, and dreams of escape.
And you talk about anything.
He imagines a peaceful life elsewhere, yet every morning returns him to the same pavement. Rafferty captured the sadness of believing happiness waits beyond one final decision. A memorable sound may open the door, but disappointment keeps us returning.
When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful.
Number 15, The Logical Song by Supertramp.
How intellectual, cynical.
Childhood once made the world feel enormous, mysterious, and full of possibility. Then came classrooms, labels, expectations, and the suspicion that becoming sensible might require leaving something essential behind. Roger Hodgson based The Logical Song partly on 10 years at boarding school, shaping its central question from his struggle to understand who he had become. He developed it during sound checks before bringing it to Supertramp for breakfast in America.
Questions run so deep.
And its writing later received an Ivor Novello Award. The bright electric piano, clipped rhythm, and exuberant saxophone disguise a sad meditation on adulthood. Hodgson is not rejecting education or reason. He is mourning how institutions can define people without helping them understand themselves. That conflict made the song both a major hit and a private anthem for uncertain adults. Growing older may teach us how the world works, but wisdom begins when we remember to ask who we are. Perhaps these songs were never truly forgotten. They were hidden by familiarity, playing from kitchen radios, drifting through long car journeys, or appearing in rooms where nobody spoke above a whisper. We remembered the saxophone, the strings, and the beautiful choruses, but overlooked the loneliness beneath them. Together, these ballads preserved a quieter portrait of the 1970s. They carried distance, devotion, temptation, regret, and the passage from childhood into adult life. Their sadness never demanded attention. It waited inside melodies strong enough to survive every changing fashion. Which overlooked British ballad from the decade would you add? Share it in the comments, and subscribe to Retro Rewind for more stories about the records that still follow us home.
When you're on the street, you got to